Hi, I'm Sasha Segan from PCMag.com, here talking about the Samsung Galaxy S21. The S21 comes in three models. There's the $799 S21, the $999 S21 Plus, and the $1199 S21 Ultra. The first thing you'll notice is that these are all cheaper than last year's S20 models, between $200 and $400 less expensive. The S21 Ultra is the flagship model with a 6.8-inch Quad HD screen running at 120 Hz, a Snapdragon 888 processor, and a bunch of camera features which take the cameras on the S20 Ultra and fix a couple of the complaints we had about them. It has 100 times space zoom like the S20 Ultra did, but this time it has it by combining two optical zoom cameras, one at 3x and one at 10x. It has a 108 megapixel main camera like the S20 did, but it has a laser autofocus to improve autofocus, which was a problem with the S20. The S21 Ultra is also the first phone in the S series to have S Pen support. That's Samsung's active pen based on Wacom technology that lets you draw and write on the screen with pressure sensitivity and palm rejection. Samsung says they'll be selling S Pens for the phone. It won't come with one, but it'll also work with the S Pens from Note phones and from Samsung tablets. There won't be a place to store the S Pen on the S21 Ultra, but you'll be able to buy a case that stores the pen inside it. The S21 phones are the first phones to support the new C-band 5G technology. They also all support millimeter wave and all the other bands of 5G that are being used in the US right now. We're particularly interested to see if the X60 modems in these can provide more performance, especially on AT&T's and Verizon's nationwide 5G networks. The S21 and S21 Plus are smaller than the S21 Ultra, but they're also a little down-featured. They have three cameras on the back: a 12-megapixel ultra-wide, a 12-megapixel standard-wide, and a 64-megapixel 3x telephoto. I'm a little concerned about the telephoto because Samsung says it's hybrid optic, which means that it may just be cropping the 64-megapixel sensor rather than having an actual optical magnifier lens like we see on the S21 Ultra. The S21 and S21 Plus also have 10-megapixel front-facing cameras, while the S21 Ultra has a 40-megapixel front-facing camera. Samsung talks a lot about improved camera features on these phones. The company says that, for instance, it's improving low-light performance significantly, and showed a little demo of better low-light performance versus an S20 series phone. It also said it's improving the AI on its single-take function, which lets you take a 10-second video and crops little videos and stills out of the 10-second video to generate more appealing content, I guess. Samsung also says that all of the cameras now support 4K video, and there's more support all around for 60 frame per second video. All three phones now have better support for taking pictures with multiple cameras at once, or rather taking video with multiple cameras at once. Director's View shows you what's happening on different cameras, for instance the zoomed in camera and the zoomed out camera, or the front-facing camera and one of the rear-facing cameras. And you can smoothly zoom between or choose particular views, or in the case of the front and rear cameras, create a joined view, which is great for vlogging. The S21 Plus and S21 Ultra both have the confusingly named UWB locator technology, which has the same name as a form of Verizon 5G but has nothing to do with it. UWB is a near-field kind of location technology which helps you determine the direction another object is in. And Samsung says it's going to be used with cars and be used for virtual house keys. Now, Samsung is also introducing a tile-like little object locator device, and if you pre-order your phone, you'll get one for free. That uses Bluetooth Low Energy, and a little meter appears on your phone telling you whether you're getting hotter or colder as you get closer or farther away from the gadget that has your keys attached to it. In terms of design, the biggest change is the camera bump. The camera bumps on the S20 series were very square and very kind of hard cut. These are in the corner and much smoother. There's a more rounded, slightly more organic look to the S21 series edges than with the S20, and of course there's a different set of colors. The Galaxy S21 Ultra has a Quad HD screen, while the smaller phones have merely Full HD screens. They're all 120 Hz, and Samsung says that the screens are brighter than the S20 screens at 1500 nits maximum to the previous 1200 nit maximum screens. I'm not going to go into all of the details about specs here. Rather, we have a story on PCMag.com with a full list of the S21 series specs. We haven't had hands-on with the S21 series yet, but we are looking forward to it. And there's a real question around whether it has the features that will cause people to want to upgrade from their earlier phones, or not get, say, a less expensive Samsung S20 FE, which those phones currently run $600 or less. The camera features are going to make a lot of the difference, so we're going to definitely make sure to compare those to the S20 series. You'll hear more about the Galaxy S21 over the coming weeks.